Peace, peace, peace. Salute. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of justice and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. Peace and power, salute, salute. Got justice on my mind, right? Y'all can see that. Oh my goodness. You know? What is it? Yeah. That's what it always is, man. How's my family doing? How's my family doing? Let me see if I could send out a few invites here and see who's around, you know? I see my man is on. I see my comrade. You dig? Let me see who's here and what's what. And again, I can't help but have justice on my mind, you know? Oh, there you go. 6, we're dealing with equality. There we go. Boom. Peace, Queen. Hey, Sister J, what's up? What's good? Got my
Peace,
boy
peace.
Baby. Peace, peace. Luke, what's good with you?
What's going on? What's going on? How you feeling? Can you hear me good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you
All
good.
right, good, good.
I hear you good. What you doing?
Nah, just chilling, man. I was in Washington Square Park for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, chilling out. Then I'm gonna go meet a friend at 14th in a little while.
Got you. I got some hard
Yeah.
copies of the book coming too, man.
Okay.
One of my comrades wanted me to order 100 copies, so I'm waiting on
Right.
it now. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
he was talking about sending them to Africa and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
but I'm
Letting
gonna
people get the
definitely,
knowledge over there,
yeah, I'm gonna
the
definitely
information.
put some. I'm gonna definitely put some to the side because a lot of people been asking me for the hard copies. You know,
Right.
so I definitely meet up with you and and see
Right.
how
Peace to
many.
the chat as I see people rolling in.
Yeah, they rolling. I just had to get some, when I start feeling the ways about certain things, I need to get
Right.
the
Gotta go in.
information out. And yeah, man, it was a couple of comrades, right, and
Okay.
elders and very well versed, but we had an exchange about James Carr, Jack the
Okay.
Dog, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
who was incarcerated with George Jackson for several years, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Real solid brother, BGF, and he had been sent to be Huey P. Newton's bodyguard, head of security and
Okay.
all that. So, you know, he was subsequently assassinated and murdered,
Wow.
and
Somebody said blood in my eye.
definitely blood in my eyes. She know it. That's that's the comrade.
Hmm.
That's it. She definitely know it. And
No question.
um, the it was it wasn't a major dialogue and discussion, but what I
Right.
always get from it is where people become nostalgic over
Right.
people's past events or past work when it comes to the liberation of our people, and then when some of these people are still around, they don't critically critique them. You know what I'm saying? They don't,
Right.
and they don't do the analyze portion of certain information that we get, and that kind of bothers me, man, because when I look at people, and like I explained to you earlier, when
Yeah.
people shift gears, you know what I'm saying, or make a right angle,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, totally opposite of what we were working towards, and they still around, you gotta look at them suspect and see if that was even a true intention for them
Right.
to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Just
Hmm.
like this Angela Davis chick, I don't trust at all.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It was certain portions of her work throughout the time period that was definitely on point and needed.
Right.
But a lot of questions come up, and I've had elders pull my coat to some of the
To
suspicions that
certain
they
extent. Yeah.
had, right, when it came to her. You dig what I'm saying? So, the question was, did she reach out to George and Jonathan, or did they reach out to her
Right.
from the gate? Because there was a lot of elders who pulled my coat and was like, yo, if she didn't come into that fold the way she did, there's a possibility that people would not have known who George was, and then he would have eventually made it to the street. You get what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Right.
And then
Right.
when we look at certain things today and see that specific tactic, that flushing out, and then next thing you know, one of our comrades is killed or locked up, things of that nature, and then you could look back and see that, yo, he was flushed out. Nobody knew about him until this person came around.
Right.
Yeah, of course, Jay, you cannot run around with that book. You can't run around with that book and people not be alerted. So you definitely right about that, Jay. You're going to get stopped at airports. You're going to get stopped. You're going to be questioned if certain law enforcement agencies stop you in your
Yeah.
vehicle and they see you with that, because they know what that is.
It's in some prisons they probably would consider it contraband, right?
It is. It's
Contraband.
contraband in a lot of institutions, especially in California. You know that. It depends on their awareness of who it is, because I
Right.
had it my entire decade. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's tatted on my arm, everything.
No
And
question.
they were alerted, but they were more alerted to the comrades that I was sending my newsletter to. You know what I'm saying? Because they still look at that as a historic piece and something that is rhetorical and not literal,
Right.
right? Because of what impact it did and didn't have over the years. While my newsletter that I was writing up, which really came from out of that and other things that I read, was looked at as something that was right then. It was current. So the people were going to the box because they had the newsletter that I wrote. You see that? But was able to, call Blood of My Eye, Soledad, or any other
Yeah.
books that we use. They overlooked it because maybe the administration didn't know. But I'm talking about in right now, when
Yeah.
we look back, and in hindsight we can see the errors and the mistakes that they made. I'm not one to jump and stay in the form of imagery and idol worshiping. You
Idol
know what I'm
worshiping.
saying?
Yeah.
Based on the accomplishments that certain people did. You understand what I'm saying? We got to look at their mistakes and their errors with a critical eye. You dig what I'm saying? Not to discredit it, but so that we can move further ahead. So it just when the conversation was leaning towards that, and I kind of picked up on that energy, I fell back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I fell back from it because I know where that goes. You dig?
Right.
That's that, and I just had to, I have to speak on that so the youngins that come up under us can learn how to do that. We don't
Yeah.
have to be confrontational when we dialoguing with people. We don't have to try to insult each other's wisdom or intelligence on it. You know what I'm saying? But you have
Right.
to be honest with what's in front of our face. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You can't look and criticize John Lewis for being here 60, 70 years and not criticize Angela and them for doing the same shit. And they were supposed to
Right.
be
Right.
speaking something way more radical. Why they didn't get their head
Exactly.
popped off?
Right.
Right?
Right.
You got to look at all that with the critical eye. You know
I
what
know.
I'm
I
saying?
know. Someone was mentioning that is she married to some European woman or something like that?
Well, she always ran around with them. I'm just more, they're her personal. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at people personal because they do a lot of bullshit with their personal or things that are counter
Right.
as far as we look at it, I look at what she's saying and what she's doing. And she said a lot of
True.
shit as far as LGBTQ rights and putting them ahead of black
Wow.
right. Yes, and this is just recent.
Yeah.
So that's what made me question, well, let me do some more homework.
Right.
And
Right.
at one point I had, and this was like last year, I had found a film where the Europeans was watching her. Like they had her under surveillance before she was back stateside and before the Panthers was even established. So I'm like, why
Wow.
would there be footage of her in Europe, right? A black woman at that time when we weren't considered nothing. Why would they have
Right.
footage of her in Europe? You dig what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Giving speeches and lectures back then. Like,
Mm.
who really was she? People have to question that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I never found the footage
Back.
again. I thought I sent it to myself, but this was on YouTube. They definitely was following her around in Europe with a camera. This is
Wow.
footage. So I'm like, who
Mm.
we don't have footage
It,
of no one else from that time
it
period.
definitely raised the an antenna for
Yeah,
real.
you gotta be like, really? Well, who the fuck was you? Because they didn't even have you footage of Huey and Eldridge and Bobby prior to the
Right.
Panthers. So
That's
exactly
real.
who
That's
were
real
you
talk.
to the Europeans and why were you being watched from that point and what were you speaking of? And then you came over and when the Panthers were established, you made it your way to come over and interact.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So this is where my thing is, well, let me look at it a little further, a little deeper. Like, did George and Jonathan really actually reach out to her?
Mm.
You know what I'm
Or was
saying?
she sent to them? Or was she sent to them?
Or was she
Or did
sent
she?
to them?
Yeah.
Or
Right.
again, you can always again believe in something. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we can choose or we can be chosen, right?
Right.
And find out who is really genuine.
That's true.
You dig? So you may really actually think that you have chosen this person, but in fact they was looking at you all along.
Yeah. You see that a lot.
You see
You
it.
see. Yeah. You're right.
You see it a whole lot,
Yeah.
and that's now. So back then, we really don't
Mm.
know if Jonathan and them reached out to her, or if
Right.
she was just waiting for them because she was as visual and
Yeah.
supposedly as radical as they were, and she was just
Right.
waiting for the call, and the call came.
Right.
And now, since you're going to visit him, since you're engaged with the family and everything, since the feds is watching you, now you done opened them up to the real person. That's the real dragon. Now we can never let him home. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? When he might have had a
Right.
shot, right?
Facts.
You dig what I'm saying? It's a lot with it. And then of course, once Jonathan was assassinated, you know what I'm saying? Of
Right.
course, George going to feel away and going to make steps and
Oh yeah.
going to send out them green lights. You dig
That's
what I'm
little
saying?
bro. Yeah.
Whether it's an emotional response or not. But it was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things going on within that time period. And if there's some elders around that were close to that, they need to give clarity so we don't have to assume what took place. So I study and read a lot on it and listen a lot on it. I don't just read the basic joints, the basic
Right.
books, right? You could read To Die for the People. You could read Revolutionary Suicide, Blood of My Eyes, Soul of Dad. You could read Asada, all that. You know what I'm saying? But I got a wealth of information out of reading David Hillard's joint too. You dig what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Right.
And that was the Chiefs. And he came at it from a totally different perspective because he watched it at a different eye. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was like, yo, it's a lot of hits. A lot of people was getting their wig popped behind a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So you know, we gotta be real intelligent when we talking
That's a
about
fact.
who's for us and who's not.
Right,
You
right.
dig?
You got some
They
people that
didn't learn
dress up
from
in the image.
right. They didn't learn from how socialism and communism was the downfall of Garvey, Huey, done. Huey found out too late. No, Huey got coked out. That's what
Say that
happened.
again.
No, I was reading Old Dirty comment,
Okay.
and he said Huey found out too late. I believe, you know, from what Huey said and what from Huey wrote about and from what others wrote about, Huey felt the ways when Chairman Mao didn't meet him when Huey went to China.
Okay.
He felt the ways about that. You see what I'm saying? And again, sometimes when you're looking at people with a certain lens, and then you go over there and it's not what you expect, that could crush you. That could crush
That's
your
true.
belief. You dig what I'm saying? Again, we seen that with Malcolm. He was taught one way, he took his Hajj and seen something different, and he had a
That's
very
true.
emotional response to it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Huey decided to, after he left over there and couldn't see Mao, to go to Cuba to try to meet Fidel. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, again, he had his trials and tribulations. And then when he came home again, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
he's a celebrity. You dig what I'm
Right. Right.
saying? So that's when he's, you know, they start saying he's bugging out, sniffing coke, beating people up, all type of crazy shit, because we don't know. Again, you went in one way, and jailing has a way of transforming a person.
No, that's true.
So now he come home and he's not as balanced. Now he's looking at everybody, he's like a punk. And you up under me. And y'all built this on my name while I was, you know what I'm saying, gone. So it's a lot of
Especially,
things with that.
yeah, especially not showing him the proper love or the love he felt like he should have got.
Right?
That'll mess dudes up too. Yeah.
And people not moving in a certain manner. And again, you feel the ways when it's all over the place and the government is instigating specific things to happen.
Right.
Right? Remember, they thought Eldridge was somebody he wasn't. Then when he went
Yes.
over to Algeria and started doing that bullshit, it's a lot of things that took place. And there's a lot of people who have firsthand information,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of different elements. You're
A
right.
lot of different elements on that. So we can't, it's not time for us, especially in 2020, when the whole landscape of time and space is different, for us to idolize that shit.
Right.
Gotta have a critical eye so we don't make those errors. You
That's
did?
so true.
Oh, Dirty said exactly. Jail gives a lobotomy minus the skull trail. Basically, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because some people come out stronger, and some people will, again, have PTSD and move in a different frame. And then we're not
Yeah.
able to see if those people from back then were emotionally, right,
Right. Right.
balanced and mentally balanced. Because I've seen a lot of dudes now who I idolized growing up who were street dudes. I'm looking at them. Most of them was bipolar. That's why they were so. That's why they were so gutted in the street.
Singing. Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't have that. Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hmm.
Look at people that came up. You know, the younger generation come up idolizing Kanye and didn't
Right.
know
Right.
that, you know, he got issues. You know what I'm saying? So now you put your whole framework into the imagery of this person, and he's a bug ski.
Right. Right.
We
Right.
don't know if a lot of them dudes was bug outs. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You dig? It's a lot with it. It's definitely a lot with it. So, you know, but it get dangerous when we speaking of it from a conscious level and from people in our circle, right? Because we're very committed to doing the work. We're very committed to presenting a different path for our people. So you got some dangerous dudes who, you
How you
know,
doing? No, that's true.
right? Who might come at odds. You know what I'm saying? Over this shit.
Yeah,
So I just like to be, as on point as I can.
absolutely.
When it comes to this information and how we speak about it. It just caught me. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and you're right. A lot of the people that's less educated, they get caught up in the imagery,
Yeah.
and you know, and then when they find out certain things, once they do their research or certain things come out, like you
Right.
said, it changes their whole direction sometimes. You know,
Right. And I'm
and you
not
got some good people you got some good-hearted people, some good-spirited people that get caught up in the imagery, and you
right.
know, like you said, Brother Malcolm, man.
Yeah.
You know, it hurt him. It hurt him, man.
Yeah. It hurt him deeply. You dig what I'm
Right,
saying? And then again, like the joint I sent you, he might have
right.
misinterpreted the degrees. You dig what I'm saying?
True, true.
Like they were saying, yeah, white people can be Muslim in faith. You dig what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
Right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just like the older guards say. They could be Muslim in faith, but not in heart, not in
Right.
soul and intent. So when you went over there and saw that, what did you really see? You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? So that again, we have to be mindful of a lot of different things and take time and have the patience to build
Yes.
with each other.
Right, right.
You see what I'm saying? But when something
And
is
not just be a follower, not just be a follower.
right,
Yeah.
but then again, like I keep saying, like even now to this day, when something is obvious, when it's obviously a path that's going to be destructive to our people, and somebody is leading the way, we got to cut that shit right down at the knee.
I agree. I agree.
You dig? When you seeing shit, and you like, come on, that ain't right and exact. But consistently, I'm seeing these people arguing online, back and forth. You know,
Right.
it's just again, I'm not gonna lose at this. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna lose at this. So whatever thing I put out, especially because when we dealing with social media, this shit is permanent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is something permanent, and it's thought. We working with a different frame here, whereas they could have written books and the books could have been burned and destroyed, and then you really don't understand the science that was spoke. This shit right here is permanent,
Yes, it is.
right?
Yes, it is.
We on a different wave, a different platform, a different, you know what I'm saying? This is in the air, so it's forever because this is how these people are utilizing this technology, right? So
Right.
we can't come across as dummies when it comes to this shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, no,
Or
you gotta be, yeah, you gotta be 100. You gotta be 100 with it. And if you love your brother, like you said, if you love your brother, you check them. You check them on the information,
right.
because sometimes people don't know, they might be freestyling or they think they coming with the information, and you
Mm-hmm.
gotta check them. Some people let people just jump off the cliff with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when we talking about events that took place 60 years ago.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When we talking about events that took place 60 years ago,
Right.
come on, man.
You're right.
I can't say that
Hmm.
I emphatically know that this is true, right?
Fact.
All I could go by is what information we reading from, right? And try to look between the lines. You dig what I'm saying? And
Fact.
their true purpose for giving us this information.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Because like me, I could give I could
That's
give
a fact.
I could give people so much information on the entertainment industry and certain people in it. But what is my purpose for doing that?
Right.
Right? And
Yeah.
again, what is my purpose for not doing it? Right? Like
Right.
I
Right.
see them coming at the sister Jaguar, right? I'm like, yo, why would
Oh
y'all?
yeah, I was reading that
Yeah,
this morning. I was reading that. She said Common
yeah,
tried to put his piece in the mouth and
right,
all of that.
right, right.
Wow.
Now I'm looking at it. If she was white, nobody would question that.
Right.
But since she's a sister, people got the audacity to say, well, maybe it didn't happen because y'all created this image of who this dude is.
Now look, I didn't read his book, but I know somebody that read the brother's book,
Right.
and I heard the brother have issues. I heard he got
Listen,
issues. He had issues.
I personally know a sister that dealt with him, an older yard sister, Jamaican sister, who
Right.
just happened to go back to Jamaica a couple of years ago. I mean, she dealt with him for a while. When I gave him the same book that I gave you downtown, the same book you purchased.
Okay.
I signed it for him. Matter of fact, I gave him 2 copies in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And she told me how he moved. You dig what I'm saying? But it wasn't nothing that was alarming or disparaging.
Fact.
But she gave me firsthand information, right, on how he deals with the opposite sex. And she could only really bear witness to how he dealt with her.
Facts.
Right? So my thing is, I don't never dispel none of that shit, especially if a sister's coming out and making statement and allegation like that. You can't dismiss that.
Yeah. Just because he got a certain type of image, and then he kicked that stuff on the raps, like, you know, like he know how to treat a queen and this, that, and the third. But I remember him saying, "What's up?"
Say some shit in the same different rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jump up on his conscious dick.
I remember that.
Right?
I remember that. Because at first he was on that 40-ounce drinking and all of that for a minute. Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as the imagery of it. But
And then the word tree. A lot of people get caught up in the word tree.
And get caught up in the change, the presentation.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because you went from a backpack with a motherfucking fitted cap and all that to now every time somebody see you, you in the tux and you at the Oscars or the Tonys or this or that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes don't.
But look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z running around looking like a hippie or a conscious hippie.
Listen,
I think that's the shield. That's the front. That's the front.
That's creating the face, the mask.
Yes,
right?
yes.
We have been tricked by the mask for many years, right? Everybody thought the white man was the idol mask. The white man with the shirt and the tie, he could be trusted. You know what I'm saying? His morals and values is upstanding. The president.
Right, you're right.
And these dudes is playing in little juveniles' heinies. You dig what I'm saying? Born in the world. So the image is bullshit.
Wow.
You dig what I'm saying? That's the image. That's the front. Harvey Weinstein got the image. Right?
Yeah.
Epstein, they got the image. They got the mask on.
And
doing all type of devilishment and bullshit.
Right.
Right?
It makes it more easier for them to and it makes the people more welcoming.
Definitely.
Jay-Z look like us now. You know, he got the little, like the lady said, got the worms in his hair.
Get that bullshit out of here. So I don't dispel that. Right? But people want to question why now? Why she gave the information now? You dig?
Right.
Don't question that.
Facts.
My thing is, I know how the industry moves. My question would have been like, hold up. Yeah, what happened to her? Because she's very talented. She can blow. They was bigging her up. They was on the same team.
Right.
Why she didn't go further? You dig what I'm saying? That should always be the question. That's what I question with a lot of dudes when we speak on it.
That's true.
And things of that nature. There's a lot of dudes and sisters that were very talented, got the exposure, was getting bubbled up, and then all of a sudden they disappeared. Now, if you ask somebody that's still connected to the industry, they'll say they didn't want to play the game. Right?
Okay, yeah.
But these people don't never speak on it. They just disappear to obscurity and keep it moving. So what game didn't they want to play? That's the better question.
Right.
Question why now she's making these statements. Question what happened. Yeah, why didn't she blow up?
Right.
What made her fall back? What game didn't she want to play? And then you bring them to the forefront and have them answer those allegations. Don't
Right.
discredit our women who we know are consistently abused, who we know are
Right.
consistently treated unfairly. Don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Don't
Mm-hmm.
again, don't demonize him, but then
Right.
again, don't discredit her. Let's find the truth
Yeah.
in it.
Cause
Let's bring
yeah,
them
'cause I
both
don't
to
think
the
that
table.
sister would just come out and say something like that if it, you know what I mean?
Right. Bring them both to the red table. And let's read the body language
Right.
and see what's really good since it's been that long ago. You dig what I'm saying? So, you
Right.
know, it again, it's how we treat each other, how we speak to each other, right? And how we deal with truth, especially when it's coming from a different place. And
I agree.
we're in a time now where people don't do that. They choose sides, they pick up vibes, you know what I'm saying, based on this technology shit and how it's moving and at the pace it's moving. And wherever they feel comfortable with their beliefs. You know?
I agree.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. It's
No, that's
crazy.
real.
Crazy. It
No,
is.
it is.
It is real, you know? And that all comes back down to what we were speaking at from the gate.
Yeah.
How are we going to deal with each other when we are moving at these levels and trying to make sure we become liberated?
Yep.
Who do we choose, you know what I'm saying, as comrades?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's funny style, man. It's real funny.
Yeah, but like you said, the way we treat each other, man, it's important.
Very
It's
important.
important, and a lot of people they try to use their image and they try to use their popularity
Mm-hmm.
to get over on people. You know what I'm saying? And what's right is right is what's wrong is wrong. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that shit is crazy, especially when, you know, when we dealing with that. I don't take that lightly, man.
No,
When they
no.
make them
It's, yeah,
allegations like
especially
that.
when you're coming at the sisters like that, and you think, oh, cause ain't nobody gonna believe her. You know what I'm saying? I'm this. You know what I'm saying? All the women, everybody love me
Or again,
because, yeah.
again,
Because Common was like what, like the poster boy for I guess that consciousness for a minute. You know what I
for
mean?
for a minute, but then again, it's not
Yeah.
even whether people believe it or not. It's how most men are socialized into behaviors when it
Right.
comes to women. You dig what I'm saying? You feel that that's okay
Hmm.
at any, whether they celebrity or not. I see it in the street how these and from babies, from young. You know what I'm saying? How little young boys treat young girls and
Right.
how the adolescents treat each other when it comes to that.
That's true.
They socialize these men and these little young men in a different way. So they don't have respect in their behavior, they don't have respect in the way they speak, and they don't handle themselves, you know what I'm saying, in a balanced manner, especially when it comes to black women. They just don't. They just
Right.
don't. So when something come like that, I want to see it. I gotta see the facts. He got to answer that. Don't create a space where he don't have to answer that.
Absolutely.
And that's what they doing right now. Ain't nobody
Right.
forcing these
Right.
dudes' hand because she said the same shit about Kweli. Talib says she said some disparaging shit about him,
Oh
right
wow.
on the back end of him just being accused of messing up his marriage with a porn chick. You know what I'm saying? Stupid shit like
Yeah.
that becomes it's gossip, but it spills over into the politics, into how we are socialized.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And coming up with European standards. You did?
That's true.
So it's not so it's a point that it's not gossip no more. Now our values and morals or how we treat one another comes into question.
Right.
And where the babies are looking and saying, well, damn, that ain't my reality. I don't want to be like them. You dig what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And that's when you start losing it. And then they're able to be influenced by different things and able to construct their own realities that's false and not healthy for us when we're trying to move in a different area But we trying to
That's true. Yeah.
get these people up off our back and become liberated. You have to have transparency and a different way to view each other.
Right.
You did?
That's real. That's true.
If not, we're gonna be a loss. So then again, so I look at people when I say, okay, I see how they, how they changing podcasts and journalism and things like that, and looking at it and saying, okay, I see what it is. Others may say it's gossip, but it's not.
Right.
It's not. You dig what I'm saying? This shit is very concrete, especially when it comes to the culture.
Right.
Because once they do that shit, then we don't have a leg to stand on. Because you're not getting it in the lyrics. You dig what I'm saying? You're not getting it in nothing else. You're not getting it in the vibration. So the imagery of it and how they are dealing with each other, it becomes a point of which our young people are being socialized through this image. So if it's okay for him to put his meat in her face and all that shit, and she says something, come on, and you discredit her, what does that say?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of brothers join movements only to be offered a new religion in the end. Yeah, because they don't have their own they don't construct their own realities. They don't. They piggyback off of other shit. This is why I always question people when they tell me that they believe in something. I said, well, why do you believe in it? Where did you get it from? Where was your source? And most of it is inherited beliefs. Right? Christmas and all that shit is inherited belief. Islam too.
Right.
Peace, and I was, I came up in it. Why? I had no choice. I inherited it from my dad.
Facts.
So now as an adult, right, I have to make sure that I'm in the right frame. I gotta pick it apart. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And apply it accordingly.
Exactly. Hold on, that's my jack. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If we don't, then you're gonna make the same mistakes. Right?
That's true.
You're gonna make the same mistakes and pass it on to your children. So this is why a lot of the world is rejecting a lot of that stuff. You dig what I'm saying? But it's deep. It's deep. It's deep. Why do you believe in that? Where did you inherit that from? So now we're believing that our women is secondary, our women are lesser based on the European.
Who gave you that idea?
Who gave you that idea?
And the only way a lot of us ran with it.
And the only way you're gonna see is if it's false or not, is if you test it, is if you live through it, through your own theory and practice. It's like monogamy. Who gave you that idea?
Right.
It's not going to work for everybody, and that shows and proves. But where did that idea come from? That idea is a Eurocentric idea.
Right.
Because only Europeans pushed it. No other country pushed it. No other culture pushed it. They pushed it, and why? So if you got to question why it came here, why it encouraged others to do it, and we already know they found, then you gotta throw that out the window. Unless it's proven to work for you.
Right.
But don't just say that that's the way and it's supposed to be the way. And again, people get confused. Because now you see other people living a good way outside of that.
Right. That's true.
Just like eating pork and eating 3 times a day and all that shit. Where did you get that? Where you inherit that at? Oh, because it's been like that. How? Who said it? Based on this? Based on what? That when you go to the source, it's a European standard. So now we done found out it's not right and exact. Okay, well, what happened? Oh, well, Dr. Sebi showed us how to eat. You see what I'm saying? Elijah Muhammad showed us how to eat. Oh, okay.
That's fact. That's a fact.
So now you have something to compare it to.
Right.
Now you got something to compare it to. What's the belief?
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Where did you get your belief from? And if it came from a tainted source, then that means you got to reconstruct your life as an intelligent person. You can't keep following something that you know is tainted.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
And then trying to push it on other people.
Exactly. So this is why I got, again, the initial conversation. If I'm saying, right, that there was some turmoil in there in which George Jackson was assassinated, right? We talking about that. We don't know who opened him up like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Why all of a sudden he was a major, he was on a major radar.
True.
All his politicizing was behind the wall.
Mm-hmm.
If you was in the California state system, you knew of him.
Right.
The administration, that part knew of him. You dig what I'm saying? Why would it be deemed he'd be assassinated at that point?
Right. Mm-hmm. Does look a little fishy, you know?
You see what I'm saying? If nobody know about me, I'm doing my thing. Nobody know. I'm educating, I'm moving, I'm making, then all of a sudden, remember now, it ain't no cell phones, man. Ain't no
Right,
internet back
right.
then, man.
No internet,
Come on,
yeah.
it take weeks to write material and books and shit. So all my activities is behind the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the government be a major person to look my way? Why would I be
Right.
that person? Why would all eyes be on me?
True.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
We gotta watch that. We gotta look at that. Be like, okay, well, who was in his life at that time?
Mm-hmm.
Right? His
Who,
lawyer beat it. They
yeah,
said
who
the
did,
lawyer brought the hammer to him. He beat it, right?
right. Who was he confiding in? You're right.
Angela beat her case.
Right.
Her name was on the hammers. That's an absolute fact. We know that.
Right.
How she beat that?
Yeah. And who was he writing back and forth? You know what I mean?
Several people. We know that
Right.
for a fact too. He's writing Faye, he's writing the lawyer, he's writing Jonathan, he's writing his mother, he's writing Angela, right?
Yeah, yeah, because I remember in the book he had some letters to Angela too. He was
Yeah,
writing her.
definitely.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Right.
But my thing is, did he reach out to her? And why would he reach out to her? Right?
For what reason? Yeah.
Or did she reach out and did they hone in on him?
Mm-hmm.
That has to be a question that has to be asked.
Right.
Because he's gone. She's
Mm-hmm.
not.
She's still here.
And she switched gears.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, man. We can't play with this. Because next
Mm-hmm.
thing you know, now somebody up on our neck. Right? We thinking they comrades and then they give us the apple. Like, come on, man. We don't play with this, man.
Right.
We have to be critical thinkers.
Mm-hmm.
We have to. We have to
I agree.
analyze that we was dealing with in the past and see what tripped them up.
Mm-hmm.
We know the Panthers as an organization didn't have no rules about drinking and smoking. After meetings and after party rallies, they drinking wine and blowing.
Mm-hmm.
We know that that's a fact. And we know that that's
Right.
gateway drugs. So then all of them became smoked out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because now with the repression that came after, the government said, yo, they ain't playing. We got to wipe them out. Jails, prisons, fake charges of armed robberies and assassination. So they wiped out everybody.
Yeah.
So we know we can't play with that.
Right. Right.
We got to be strictly focused. Ain't no time. So I don't drink, smoke, none of that. And never
Right.
got into it. Right? We got to
Mm-hmm.
make sure those errors don't come into play. Oh, yo, they was infiltrated by who? This dude, that. Why? Oh, because dude has dashiki and was speaking a certain way. Really?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna fall for that dumb shit again with these
Right.
internet conscious dudes who claim to be something, and you see them online in a certain dress and talking the talk that
Right.
we're gonna follow them or we're gonna run with them or embrace them. The fuck out of here. We
Mm-hmm.
learned that already. We went through that with Karanga. We went through that with others who weren't on point.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that we cannot forget that cause them to fall, or we're gonna fall too. You dig? So, but when people start sending that, you know, emotional tone and getting ready to pick a side, I fall back from the dialogue. Nah,
Right.
I'm not gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm not
agree.
gonna do that. I'm just gonna fall back from it and be easy.
Right.
And be easy, because again, we talking 60 years ago. I don't know what the hell. I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? I wasn't there. So I can't, and unless somebody who was there and being honest with it,
That could speak
that could
could speak
speak
on it
to it and say, nah, this is what
honestly.
he was doing.
Right.
And his intent for telling us the truth is 1000%. Nah, youngin', I
Mm-hmm.
don't want y'all to make that mistake. This is what took place. This is who
Right.
she really was.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And this is who she really is now. Then we gotta be better at it, man. We gotta be better at it. Stop that shit. Stop that. We don't know what took place. We don't even know what took place between our parents. You think what I'm saying?
I
And we
agree.
lived in the
Yeah.
damn household.
Right.
We wasn't in the bedroom
Auntie. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
them.
Auntie. Uncle.
Aunties,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm finding out a lot of shit about my family. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
That I didn't know. I'm like, what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They was doing that. I didn't know that. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
was a
Word. Yeah.
child. So
Mm-hmm.
your lens is different.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a child when it comes to liberating our people. I'm 51 years old. So if I see
Right.
something and I know that it's emphatically non-cipher, then that's how it's going to be addressed.
True. True.
You're not going to tell me nothing because you believe in something, because the construct of your reality is different.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to force me to believe in it. Nah, I don't trust her. It's too much bullshit in the mix.
And that can get people hurt. You're
It
right.
could get people hurt.
Lead people down the wrong alley.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
people they believe in one thing that it ain't really that, and you got some people that go wholeheartedly
Yeah.
with,
Oh
you
my
know.
God. I seen another good brother today going hard for this NFAC. Yo, whatever they do, I'm supporting because they black. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Are you serious? That's
Wow.
just foolhardy. Just because they black
Right.
and they appear to be standing up for our people, you gonna rock with them? But yet you gonna critique the rock.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What sense do that make?
Right.
You don't
Not
know.
knowing
You
that
don't.
these
You
people got an agenda. They got an
right.
agenda.
You don't
It's just
know.
like dudes in the penal system that be giving dudes they shahada and all of that.
Right.
And they not even Muslim. I remember I seen one dude, this dude gave a dude a shahada. Dude was like, yo, that cat ain't even Muslim. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? It's
Right.
that simple. It's that simple. And the
That's
dude, young boy,
simple.
giving him his commissary, showing him
Listen,
mad love.
I
Like,
seen it. Listen, I seen a bow tie brother. You dig what I'm
wow.
saying? Yeah, he
Right.
gotta do the job in the mess hall just so he could get at shorty buns.
Yeah. See?
You see what I'm saying?
Just like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yo, come to the mosque with him. All that.
All of that. Yeah.
Next thing I know, shorty screaming in the door. I'm like, yo! Everybody jumped
Yeah.
up. Yo, what's up? Yo, dude trying to get at me.
Wow. Yeah.
You see what I'm
Because he got caught
saying?
up in the image in his head
Right.
of this dude is,
Right.
he's refined, he's this, he's that,
Right.
and not knowing.
Right, smelling like oils, all lathered up and shit.
Right.
Trying to get, yeah. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
Every black is not black. All melanin don't move on the same vibration. It just don't. So just because somebody put on an image and you're not going to question that, you're not going to look
Wow.
at that
Yeah.
and say like, oh, hold up,
Mm-hmm.
who does that?
That's true.
Who shows somebody they arms? Somebody got beef with? Fuck out of
Mm-hmm.
here, man. I wasn't trained like that in the street to penal, no way. You never
Right.
gonna know if me and you got issues. You know, you're gonna know when I'm tapping you on your forehead with that biscuit.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So you mean to tell me you're gonna stand out in front of the most racist, the most oppressive, the most demonic people on the planet and tell them that you got beef with them and you got your arms out. You crazy? You think I'm going to
No.
believe that that shit is right and exact? That I'm
Right.
going to give
Right.
that my support? Come on, man. And these
Foolish. That's
people
foolish.
really go back and forth
Mm-hmm.
online. People who I just seen that was rocking real tight for a
Right.
couple of years. Now y'all at odds because of this bullshit? I'm saying,
Yeah.
you got to be intelligent.
Right.
If you're not
Like,
intelligent, I'm damn sure not following nobody.
no, like you said, sometimes you got to fall back with getting too emotional, because I see people going at it about this Beyonce thing. Some people saying she's a witch, she's demonic. There's some people saying she's giving awareness to African culture.
Right.
But you see people going at it, blocking each other,
Yeah, all
getting too
type of shit.
emotional, too emotional.
Too emotional. Again, because now you challenging their belief system
Right.
and what they constructed as their reality. Because you got
Mm-hmm.
people that looking at it and saying, oh, we could benefit from it, right? Because of the image of Africa, the image, not seeing what was her purpose for it. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? Like the image of Barack. That's a mean image.
Yes, it is.
The
Yes, it is.
president of the United States with a black woman and black children and the in-law,
Right.
visually, from people who was
Visually,
raised
yeah.
to believe we would never have a black president, visually, that image is a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
So
People was
regardless
even
of what he,
comparing it to
regardless,
the coming of Christ
right,
and all of that. Yeah.
regardless of what he did or didn't do, that
Right.
imagery is a mind fuck.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And it may
Right.
instill pride in others, and others may do their thing watching that and trying to emulate that. But at the same time, what's going to be the end result?
Right.
But why you looking at him? Why you looking at Beyonce? Why we already seen Beyonce ain't do nothing new. Madonna used that same imagery in Like a Virgin and showed the black
Right.
Jesus and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And the black Madonna and all that. So the imagery of using the continent is not new. It's new to
Right.
this generation because they never seen it before, and she
Mm-hmm.
didn't do it, and she's now continuously using that imagery, just like she did with the Coachella and the HBCU bands and all that. See, people
Right.
getting caught up in that when you don't know if she give a damn about you. You don't even know if she really married with this dude. We don't know nothing.
Right.
But for conscious and woke people to get caught up into the debate or the dialogue about it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
dumb.
Right.
But again,
Cause,
you're trying to
yeah.
capture something. People trying to capture that.
Cause I remember it always sticks in my head when that song, when I heard Jay-Z say, yo, I told my wife this conscious shit really works. Like
Yeah.
if he's just like saying,
Yeah.
hey, we playing with this
Right.
and it's working for us, and
Right.
you know, in whatever ways, record sales, whatever. But it always stuck in my head how he addressed it, like
Right.
this spiritual shit, like it's just shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, wow.
Challenging someone, reality perception is the fastest way to get them emotional, and they are not going to like you. Very few have the maturity to put their beliefs under that scrutiny. You right and exact. You right and exact. No
Mm-hmm.
doubt. No doubt. That's the quickest way. And that's how we used to do it behind the wall.
Right.
When we speaking like men, yo, come to the law library. Bring your books to the table. I got mine. Let's deal with this. Why do you believe in that? Bring your facts, your transparency, and what you're going to get at the end. You got to
Mm-hmm.
dialogue like men.
Right.
That's how the gods have the ciphers. Look, make your wisdom understood. Don't sit here and get emotional with it. Build on it, God.
Mm-hmm.
If you
That's right.
want me to be up under your fold, make your wisdom understood. Knowledge. Let's go. Same thing with consciousness. We can't play with that.
Right.
But see, what happens is people want to put an image on it and try to just pull from the air.
Right.
That's how
Right. Right.
Polite was rocking dudes, because he was not playing that shit. Where's your books? Where's it coming
That's
from?
right. That's
You
true.
see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's a fact.
That's what he was doing. That's how come he leapt over a lot of them dudes, because they didn't think he was studied because of
Mm-hmm.
his delivery. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying? But he was very sharp. He was very well read with it. So he was
Oh yeah.
rocking
No, I
their
gotta
ass
admit it.
and making them question and showing and proving what they really believe. And when they couldn't
It
do it,
yeah.
he got him.
It's funny. It's funny you said that because I was just watching the joint maybe an hour ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I like Brother Shabazz. I like the OG Shabazz,
Mm-hmm.
but he kind of shook him up. You know what I'm saying, with the whole Islam thing, and
Mm-hmm.
you know Allah giving the Quran to, you know, and like you're right. You're right. Polite was definitely, you know, he was putting cats to the wall with it.
Right. And that's why they came and tapped him on the shoulder
Right. Right.
and said, you gonna stop this shit.
Mhm.
You dig what I'm saying? Don't
He,
let nobody
yeah.
tell you no different. Somebody tap that shoulder. Because from going to that point
Mhm.
to fixing credit, come on, like I said, a 90-degree sharp turn.
Right. Because he was waking cats up, especially when it came to the religion, making dudes think,
Yeah.
even making dudes question their own, like, oh shit.
Yeah, you
And you're
shake
right.
somebody's foundation. I seen it all the time, man. Some people don't come
Mhm.
back from it.
Right.
I'm telling you. I watched it
Right.
numerous times, man. Dudes getting checked. They be like, whoa,
Mhm.
no coming back. That should have dropped somebody's mind in the wrong direction.
It changed their whole life forever.
Change their whole shit up. You dig what I'm
Because now
saying?
they're looking at their family, or they looking at the so-called people who love them, and realize that these people was lying to them, or these
Right.
people might be sick in the head, or whatever.
Yeah. Or they source. You dig what I'm
Yep.
saying? Or they source the info. You know what I'm saying? It take a real. You have to, start pulling the layers off. Again,
Right.
my main source came from my enlightenment was my pops.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So with all the knowledge and wisdom he had, and you still fell victim to the vices that he had. It took him
Right.
almost 25, 30 years to pull up out of alcoholism and drugs, to go back and get his
Right.
master,
Right.
go back and get
Yo,
his
and
certified master's degree.
your pops look damn good, man. I seen your pops.
Yeah.
Your pops look damn good, man.
Yeah. That's the guy. He gave me everything. Taught me how to
Wow,
work
wow.
out from I'm holding his feet while he's doing
Right.
sit-ups at 3, 4, 5 years old.
All of that, yes.
All of that. So of course when he fell, now I'm looking at him like, oh shit. How
Yeah.
you fall off? But it didn't have a effect on me where I'm hating you. Nah.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it
You was
right.
concerned. You was concerned,
Come
yeah.
on, man, I'm picking him up out of the street, out of the gutter,
Right.
because he drunk
Mm-hmm.
and dusting him off. Now this is my dad. You crazy?
Right.
And look what happened. 30
Mm-hmm.
years after that, look at him. Masters of
Right.
social work, counselor, working for any hospital. You see what I'm
Right, right.
saying? Because he got back to the knowledge of self.
That's right.
But still, even in that, we break all that down to this day. Like, you have to understand your source and why you believe what you believe. So of course he
And,
gave me Islam. He gave me the 120, gave me everything in
right.
Orthodox Islam,
And
Qurans, and
how you
all
can
that.
apply it to your life,
How
and how
you
you apply
apply
it to
it,
your
and
life,
how
and how you walk with
where
it.
is that? So now
Right.
when you discard it, you have reason to discard it.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
it's chauvinistic. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It puts women down, secondary. It's and it's a lot with all those tools. But we have
No.
to be
Right.
1,000% when we dealing with it. And these
Mm-hmm.
people who come amongst us. You did?
Right.
But we going over time now. They already put the clock up.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put this right on YouTube like I did the other day.
No
This was
doubt.
a good bill. I want to say
Always.
peace to everybody in the chat, man. Peace to everybody in
Definitely.
the chat.
Peace to everybody in the chat. Thanks for the statements and building with us this dialogue, man. We gonna win at this shit. We gonna
Right.
deal with each other as men and women, as liberators for our people, and we gonna get this shit done right. We're not gonna follow no fake shit. Ain't no fake shit over here.
Absolutely.
You dig? But yo,
Absolutely.
travel well. You hear what I'm saying? Be
Yes.
safe.
Absolutely. You too. We're gonna build.
No doubt. Later on. Peace.
All right. Peace.